Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your June 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we made in front of us, the Celtic Growth spread as always. And I also pulled the 4 agreements and Wisdom of the Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology decks we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have Virgo. And Virgo for you guys is actually your 8th house of death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. Astrologically speaking, it's a little quiet there right now, but I do see some Virgo energy in your spread. Alright, we have 3, and 3rd house energy for you guys is Aries in general. 3rd house points to communication, short journeys, siblings. We've had Chiron there for quite some time. The North Node is there as well. And Mars is moving through there as well right now. So lots of energy going on in that area of the zodiac for you. And we have Jupiter. So Jupiter is actually, at the time of recording this, hasn't officially moved into Gemini yet, but all of June it's going to be in Gemini. And for you guys, that's your 5th house of romance, creativity, and children. So makes sense to see that come up as well. But we'll keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. Alright, in the main situation position, we have the 4 of Cups, which is Cancer energy, and challenging that, we have the Page of Cups. So to me, this says that you might see a lot of opportunities coming your way, but none of them really seem to speak to you on a deeper level, to where you don't feel like you really want to move toward any of those opportunities. But I feel like this is saying that what the challenge could be is that for some of you, the main problem with the situation could be that maybe you're not fully deep down clear on what you want out of the situation. So that could be part of the problem, right? So if you look at the way that they're presenting that cup, you see the fish coming out of it, which could show like a rushed through preparation period, right? So it's one of those things where they didn't even check the cup to see, oh, let me make sure that that fish isn't in there. So it could just be one of those things where it's like, maybe part of the problem is you might have to really look within to see what you really want. And then that would make whether these situations truly are worthwhile or not more apparent to you. And that could be around a work situation, could be romantic connections, you name it, but that's what I see with that. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the 5 of Cups. So yeah, so now we see the 3 cups that were standing and the 4 of Cups, now they're knocked over, right? And we see some regret there. So yeah, like I said, I feel like that's the main key, is to really try to tune in to what you really want out of a situation, and then once you have that figured out, it'll make it easier for you to truly see, okay, are these opportunities worthwhile or not? Because seeing this in foundation position says to me that with time passing on, you might look back on some of those things and realize, okay, actually those opportunities were better than I initially thought. All right, in the past position, we have the Hermit. So this is Virgo energy here. And for some of you, to me, this says that maybe you did go within for a while and you really did try to figure out what would work for you, right? So maybe it's more of a matter of seeing this and here, and then seeing the Pentacle energy there, the fact that Virgo energy came up in your dice as well. Maybe the problem for some of you, let's say, if this is around a career thing, right? And you've been hoping to strike that balance of something that would pay the bills, right? Which is nice, obviously, but also something that you could feel a bit of an emotional connection to, right? But maybe you struggled to find where that balance would fit, right? Or maybe you would dismiss some of those things where you're like, okay, yeah, I might like to do this thing, but it won't pay the bills, right? So you might dismiss the idea, and then you might find yourself in a loop, though, where you keep repeating that cycle over and over. So I'll just be saying that maybe some of you did try to figure that out in the past, but for whatever reason, you kept running into stumbling blocks. All right, in the present position, we have the 8 of Pentacles, so Virgo energy here again. And yeah, for some of you, maybe this is saying that for some of you might actually start to work for yourselves, right? You might say, so even if you do hold down another job, let's say, you might say, all right, but on the side, maybe I could start to pick up this thing, right? So maybe that's the compromise you've been looking for, where you're like, okay, maybe I won't toss all my energy into this main career path, but I'll have something on the side with the energy I do have left, and then that could be what gives me that spark that I feel I need, to where I feel like I'm doing something that I truly appreciate and enjoy doing. And I could see that you would be improving on doing that as well. in the meantime. All right, in the near future position, we have the Two of Swords. So this is Libra energy here. And yeah, I feel like this is saying that really what you're, again, like I said, I feel like you're trying to find a creative way to bridge those two things, right? The things that you would have an emotional connection to where it makes you want to get up and do that thing in the morning, but also at the same time, it's helping you live your life, right? So I feel like that's what you're trying to figure out. Like, okay, how could I really get these two things to work together as opposed to having them completely split apart? Right? In the position of your influence in the situation, we have judgment. So yeah, so to me, this looks like there will be an opportunity coming back around for you. So maybe something that you might have dismissed in the past, like I said, maybe now all of a sudden it gets revisited, and now all of a sudden it clicks for you. We're like, okay, now I figured out how I can make this happen, right? So that's definitely a good thing there. I usually view this as a Scorpio energy, which is your 10th house of career and social status. So this can be a career thing for sure for a good chunk of you. All right. In the environment position, we have the Page of Swords. So another way I can see this playing out too could just be saying that maybe there could be the possibility of you romanticizing some things in your mind as well, right? Picturing how it could go. But I feel like this is saying that you might be encouraged to actually talk through the situation to see for sure, right? Because sometimes, it could be so much more torture wondering what if, right? Versus actually just finally coming forward to find out definitively, okay, can I make this happen or not? So that could be what you're being called to look at this month. All right, in hopes or fears position, we have the Queen of Wands. So yeah, this is actually Aries energy here, which like we said, we also saw come up with your dice because Aries view is third house. So you'll just be saying that you really are hoping for, there's a part of you who wants to go out there and seek something out, but there's also a part of you that hopes that it comes to you as well, right? And maybe it's just a matter of trying to strike that balance of knowing when to go after something and when to let opportunities come your way. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Sun. So yeah, so this is definitely a good card to see in the outcome position because it looks like whatever the situation, like I said, it looks like you're going to figure out a way to bridge the gap that you need to get things moving forward in the direction you want. And it could just be as simple as, like we said, Jupiter moving through your fifth house of creativity. That could be what really sparks things off for you guys, where you might find that creative way. Where, like I said, maybe it'd been eluding you in the past, where I can't really figure out a way to find a way where I could, actually get meaningful income from the situation, but also feel that emotional connection. So I guess it looks like something might finally click for you guys this month where you figure out, okay, I could actually make this happen. For some of you, it could be something that maybe, like I said, for whatever reason, you might have dismissed it in the past, but now you might see it from a different angle and realize that there's potential there. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that for some of you, it might just come to you. You might start to get these signs and synchronicities to where something just clicks. So like I said, it's probably going to be something that you almost might kick yourself after the fact, like how did I not see that before, right? But I feel like it's saying that for whatever reason, it looked like the timing, it just needed to play out the way it did, which is frustrating when you're going through it. But now it looks like, especially given that we see the Chariot right beneath that too, looks like as we move through Gemini season and even going into Cancer season, it looks like things are really going to pick up a lot of traction for you. All right. In the Four Agreements deck, we have Don't Make Assumptions. There's the artwork, and it says relinquish the need to change others. Right? It says real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. So yeah, that's an interesting message there, right? Because reading that does make me look at that Four of Cups energy we see through a different lens, right? Where there could be that part of you who's like deep down, you're like, okay, I know this might not be the best fit for me, but at the same time, you're not going after what you would find to be a good fit for you, right? So that could be what it's talking about there, right? As opposed to saying, well, instead of trying to force your environment around you to bend to the way you want things, then maybe the best thing to do would be to change the environment, you know? So hopefully that resonated. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we actually have regeneration reversed. So this is what it looks like in the upright. And when it comes out in reverse, there's a protection message that we read. So we'll see what that has to say. All right, it says endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to what must die so that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. There is no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You're about to be reborn. So yeah, definitely a positive message there. And again, I feel like a lot of this theme seems to point to, especially given that it did come up in your dice as well, that transit of Jupiter through your fifth house. You might feel really revitalized as that transit takes place. Like I said, you might feel reconnected to your creativity. Again, that's also an energy. Fifth house energy points to romance as well. So if this is more of a relationship dynamic there, it could just be saying for you, if you know deep down something's not the right fit, right? Maybe to you be to let it go. And quite frankly, for some of you, like we said, sometimes it's a matter of not knowing, right? So even if you did let something go for a while and then realize, okay, no, it actually is exactly what I did need, then there'd be the possibility for you to come back to it, but at least you would know. You'd be a lot more sure of yourself, like, okay, yes, this is the right path, right? Rather than feel like you're constantly questioning it. So hopefully that resonates for you guys. Wrap up then. I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.